Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Get Your Happy TV, where I'm your host, Tanya B. Drake, certified life coach and blogger, entrepreneur, all that good stuff. And I'm bringing you everything happy, organic happiness. I'm giving you all the tools for organic happiness after any kind of emotional trauma or abuse. So in this episode, I want to talk about money, how to gain a better relationship with money. So I know we are incurring some major devastation all over the country. And so right now, money I thought would be a good topic to discuss. But basically gaining a healthy relationship with money. Maybe we've incurred some traumatic things like, hurricanes, and, it could be a relationship, or, maybe we just abused money. So I figured this would be a great topic to discuss. So, how do we kick out stress and negative conversations with your finances altogether? So as most people like to avoid the topic of money, I decided to lay it out all on the table. So I'll be disclosing some of my experiences with money in this episode, and my current relationship now, and how I've been able to maintain a healthy relationship with it. So again, if we've gone through a dramatic situation like the hurricane, maybe it could be a divorce, we're a single parent, in college, or we're just trying to start over. So I know there are a lot of people that are feeling the energy of just devastation, one, and two, just really having to start over. We have to be honest, money is involved when we have to evacuate. Whenever we're, FEMA, maybe we're reaching out to FEMA to see if we have the ability to gain some resources financially. So if not with our family. So this is the topic that we're talking about today. And if you have something to write with, because in this video, we are going to take notes. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the quote by Abraham Hicks. And I figured this would be a great quote to start it. Abraham Hicks is a author, spiritual teacher, and she has a book called The Abundance with Manifesting Money. And I believe I could be saying it also wrong, and I was trying to see if I had it out near me. I believe it's on my desk, another desk, not this one. But the quote, I can create both the money and the time to enjoy it. So automatically my eyes close. So here's an affirmation. We're going to say it. So I can create both money and the time to enjoy it. Breathe that in. Yeah, that's good. And so, I chose this quote to start it off with, this quote, only because, we feel like we have to have one or the other. Time is valuable just as money itself, the value of money. And so we are often manipulating the fact that we can either have one or the other. So either my time is going to cost me money, or I can't, go have fun. I got to go make money. And you can really enjoy both of those. You can manifest both of those things. So I thought this was a really, really good topic, a good quote. So really write that down. That's by Abraham Hicks. I can create both money and the time to enjoy it. So how can this happen? Well, I have the topics right in front of me, and so let's get started. So the first one, acknowledge and identify your relationship with money. That's what I had to do. I really had to settle in and figure out, where the hell am I when it comes to finances? Because once we get out of college and, there's decisions, once we get out of high school and then we get into college, and then we say, okay, what resources do I have, and how can I make, enough of it? And, or maybe we were never educated about money at all. We could be oblivious to it. So, we may hear ourselves, I'd rather not discuss it in public. I was one of those. I never wanted to discuss money in public. And that just became the something I inherited from my mother. She never wanted to talk about it in public, but she wanted to have the feeling of, I have way more than enough. It was kind of the keeping up with the Joneses relationship I noticed she had with money. So going on, I'd rather not check my account, so we go out partying over the weekend, or we have a really good weekend, or we come off vacation and we're saying, oh crap, yeah, maybe not. I'm not going to check the account today. So maybe that can be our relationship, or my credit is already poor. What's the deal with money? I'm not going to retire anytime soon. One day I'll win the lotto. Oh gosh, my parents were horrible with money. That was another one of that I adopted from my mom. Or gosh, I hate that I have so many student loans. Or I'm just poor. That's not the lifestyle for me. Even when it comes to diet, not dieting itself, but changing our diet. Maybe you're looking to start a plant-based diet and you're saying, I don't have enough money for that. That's not my lifestyle. So I'm poor. And there was someone that I knew that I worked in the office with, and that was always her explanation. So when we say things like this, it usually carries an underlying message. A message that translates how we truly feel about our finances and why we're disconnected from the overall relationship with money altogether. So once we connect with these feelings, we can then move forward and gain the healthy relationship with our own prosperity. So that's the first thing, is to acknowledge and identify the relationship you have. So after this video, that's what I want you to do, or while we're going through it, really just sit back and think, where are you with money? Okay, maybe one of those quotes was something that you may have said or found yourself saying. So the next one, after you've identified your relationship, you want to release all of these negative habits, right? So once you've identified your thoughts about money, you can release the bad habits or the feelings that you have. So in sharing mine, like I explained, my mother, she, like I said, she had that character of, I want to keep up with the Joneses. I want to buy this, that, and the other. And then at the same time, she was figuring out, okay, her priorities weren't aligned. And so it had to, she had to adjust one or the other. And so I carried that. But then there was also a sense of my grandmother, who was a big saver. And so she cared about her 401k, her retirement, and her IRA. She cared about all those things. And so, I had to kind of figure out where am I, and I can feel that I was somewhat in the middle. Where I did have some of that character from my mother. It was like, oh man, I want to buy those things, and I like to have those things as well. And so I also found that I was gravitating to wanting to save, and so I was kind of battling that with myself. So an exercise opportunity here is really to write down what you think of money and identify the feelings you have when you think of it. So think about money, kind of sit with that. Think of abundance and sit with those, and those true feelings of how you feel. Are you afraid of it? Do you feel like you're lacking it? Do you feel like you have too much of it? Are you afraid of having too much of it and you may spend it all? Or maybe you don't know where to put it. Maybe you have it in a shoebox under the mattress, and in a safety lockbox. Wherever it is, just identify those feelings you have with money altogether. So that way, just write down, those emotions you have with it. So after you've identified your relationship, okay, then we're going to release those negative habits, right? We're going to write down, utilize that exercise. The next thing is you're going to start a clean slate with a healthy mantra. That's what you do when you're trying to gain a healthy relationship with anything. Just like if it was, you're changing your diet. Maybe you're in the cabinet and you're just going to clear away all the things that isn't good for you, right? You're just going to start with a clean slate. So here are a couple. I attract prosperity in my heart and in my home. So these are healthy mantras. I attract prosperity in my heart and in my home. I am overflowing with abundance. Okay, I am abundant and prosperous all the time. So, and this is the one that I love, and I think this one is what I held on to. My income status don't define who I am as a person. I felt like when I thought of money, I thought of other people that had more than what I considered of having, and I felt as if I was less than, or if I didn't have any value. And what I've learned is these are tangible things. It come and it go. And it's not just to say money. Maybe it's a home. Maybe it's an apartment. Maybe it's your car. Maybe it's your position at work. So, abundance is all around us, and it doesn't actually have to be our tangible things. But, of course, that is the main source as spending wise. So, I had to just really keep that mantra. My income status don't define who I am as a person, or, it doesn't define my well-being. I am happy with, with who I am first. And so, because, our ego can get in the way and tell us that we have to have so much more. So it's never too late to start over. So maybe this was your New Year's resolution. I want to start saving. Great. That's a great way to start. Or maybe I want to go ahead and set up my first 401k, or maybe I want to take a trip and just save some money for that. And so it's never too late to start over. If you feel that you had a couple setbacks, like for me, I had a couple car repairs this year, and that kind of set me back. And so I had to tell myself, it's not too late. You can keep going. And so just, starting over and coming back to that healthy mantra. It doesn't define who you are. Okay. So especially when you have released all your negative hangups with your relationship with money, and what's no longer serving you and your wallet. Starting with a healthy mantra will bring all of your thoughts of optimism, okay, gratitude, and it'll give you something positive to discuss. So another experience I had here is I was in the grocery store, and I remember I had to bring my list. And so with having my list, I also had my calculator in the store, and I was literally scratching everything out, and I was writing down the price of each item. So I was right on budget. I was feeling good. And I get up to the cash register, and I remember, I was, making sure I had it. I estimated it all perfectly, swiping my card. And I decided to share my experience. And I was explaining to the cashier, I said, I'm so excited. I'm actually making some plans to go to Bali in the next few years. And so in this case, it really just made a positive conversation. There was that optimism with myself, and then there was a positive communication I was having with myself, the cashier, and the person who was kind of listening next to me. And the lady said, wow, that's such a great plan to go for. And it really just turned the whole experience around. Because sometimes going to the grocery store can be a little daunting and overwhelming, because you're wanting to make sure that you're right on target. Okay, so make sure that you have a healthy mantra. So the next thing after you've created your healthy mantra is you want to figure out your goals, right? So like I explained in my experience, I'm saving for Bali. I'm looking forward to that. And so maybe your, goal is not for Bali, but it's retirement. Maybe it's tuition. Maybe you're looking to, you either are starting school, or you're, starting for your master's, or starting finally, or you haven't gone to school at all, and you're just looking to take a program, or a certification. Maybe you're looking to purchase a car, get married, you're thinking about having kids, or, adoption. Maybe you're looking to save for a condo on the beach, or, a cabin house in the mountains. So maybe it could just be a big purchase. So whatever that is, remember that your goal is different for you than it is for the other person. And so that's where we don't want to make sure that we're trying to align our own priorities with someone else's priority. It's totally different. So you can't confuse the two. Okay, so now that you have your healthy mantra in place, you start to become more excited and you're more propelled to make those healthy choices around your finances. Okay, so now that you have your goal, you're going to create the action plan. You got to take action after you created your goal. How are you going to attain it? So you want to utilize apps, Excel, maybe you have a financial consultant online, or maybe face-to-face. These resources are going to help you reach your goal financially, right? And gaining and keeping that healthy relationship. So being able to stick to your goals and maintaining a healthy relationship with money without all the stress, right? Because the Get Your Happy podcast and TV episodes are stress-free. We don't take anxiety over here. So we try to avoid that. And so, we can't always do it on our own. So utilizing those resources are great tools for you. Okay. And so what you notice is that, you don't really have those hiccups with finances, and you don't find yourself, being nervous and uncomfortable. And you can have those conversations, and it's okay to have those conversations. I've had this conversation with some of my friends just to see where they are, and, seeing just, picking their brain, and, maybe I can learn from them. Okay. So maybe you don't have to get a financial consultant, but maybe you can, pick a friend's brain and just get an idea of, what they're doing. Okay. So if you like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I want to know, comment down below and tell me, what is your relationship with money? And if one of these tools have definitely helped you, and which one are you going to actually use to reach your financial goals and really just cultivate an organic, happy relationship with money itself, or any kind of abundance or prosperity around you. So get your citrine stones and your aventurine, and that's actually what I keep on my desk. Some cool aventurine, and I'm actually going to come up with another episode that's going to show you some of the things that I use to help with my abundance. So I can't wait to hear from you. Just make sure you hashtag organic happiness or Tanya B. Drake or Get Your Happy, any one of those, and reach out to me and let me know what you're up to. So remember to live abundantly, love your authenticity, and radiate organic happiness. Thank you for listening, and I will see you back on the next episode.